This is the recently announced HTC Hero, the latest Android smartphone from HTC, which of course also makes the G1 and the MyTouch 3G, both on T-Mobile's network. What's most different about the HTC Hero is not just the hardware, but more the user interface. The HTC Hero has HTC's new Sense user interface, which we're going to show you in just a few minutes. But first, let's take a quick spin around the hardware. HTC brings forward the some similar design elements that we've seen on its other Google phones. Has the chin that the G1 and MyTouch have, although this one's a little bit more pronounced. You can see quite a big angle there. On the front, we've got the usual set of controls. We've got send and end keys. We've got a home and menu button, trackball for navigation, a dedicated search key which fires up Google search, and a back key. On the left, we've got a nicely integrated volume toggle, which feels good, has nice travel and feedback. On the bottom, we've got HTC's mini USB port. Nothing along the right, nor on the top, except for a headphone jack. And on the back, we've got a 5-megapixel camera, but no flash and no vanity mirror. So the hardware is pretty attractive. It feels nice and good, and it has, of course, a large capacitive touchscreen. So the hardware is decent, but what really shines on the HTC Hero, of course, is the user interface. So let's take a look at that. This is the basic home screen for the Sense user interface on Android. You can see how pretty it is. HTC did a really good job developing this user interface, and it looks fantastic on this very nice and sharp screen. Using either the trackball or your finger, you can scroll to access different screens. So here we've got some basic applications, area to add our favorite contacts, and we've got quick controls for some of the radios, and quick access to the camera, the albums, Google Maps, and so on. We continue to scroll to the right, and you can see bookmarks. These are, of course, web bookmarks to different internet sites. And this is all user customizable. This is just what Google happened to put here. And there's a blank screen that users can use to store their own stuff. We'll go in the other direction, and you can see a mail program here. This is a mail program developed by HTC for Android handsets, and it will help users access exchange-based email for from Microsoft. And of course, we've got a messaging application here, which we will just show you real quick. Here's the messaging application. If we want to type, we can just go ahead and type what we want and send the message. And here's different actions you can use here. We've got we can insert smileys, attach things such as photos, choose to put in some quick text, stuff like that. We'll go home. And the last thing, of course, on the home screen is the weather widget, which, of course, is fully customizable. We can open this, and over in Barcelona, it's nice and warm. Of course, that's 28 degrees Celsius, and can't say that I wouldn't mind being in Barcelona right now. And of course, they have a whole bunch of other cities that are added here: Rome, Tokyo. Comes preset with some world cities. There's New York. Of course, it also has Paris and London and so on. So that's the weather application, which HTC loads on most of its phones. Back to the home screen, of course, we can access all the programs here, and you can see all the standard Android features listed on this screen, and especially the Google applications like Gmail, Google Maps, Talk. We've got Footprints, which is a neat application. It lets you drop breadcrumbs, so to speak, GPS breadcrumbs, so that you can find your way back to somewhere you've been based on GPS data. That's pretty neat. And of course, there's the phone application, which is almost always available, and it's bright and clear here, and we can access our contacts if we want to, and of course we don't have any right now. We'll go back a screen, And you can also look at a list of your recent calls and bring up the dial pad or send the dial pad away as you wish. And from here, you hit the menu key, and each individual application will have its own little small menu here, and you can see that we can adjust the phone settings if we wish from this screen. We'll just jump back to the home screen. And the little plus key lets us add new things. We can add shortcuts or widgets, Android widgets and folders and such to the home screen. So these are all tools that the user can use to customize their Sense UI experience. And of course, I like the Google search. This is nice to have built into the home screen here. And of course, I'm a terrible speller. So we'll type in phone scoop. Look, there's phone scoop. Pulled it up. And this is connecting via Wi-Fi. I don't have an active cellular connection. So phone scoop was a nice first entry that it pulled up, and it worked pretty fast to pull up your favorite website about cell phones. So back to the home screen. Has a nice little clock there, which always lets you know the time. And the Hero is not going to be available from T-Mobile in the U.S. T-Mobile has specifically said they won't carry this phone, and no other carriers have said they will. HTC has said that it's going to be bringing the Sense user interface to other phones, and we certainly hope this is the case because we like Sense UI. It's very pretty and it does a lot of neat things. So there it is, the HTC Hero and Sense UI for the Android platform.